I'm dropping frames. Not too bad though, huh? Ooh, let me make sure audio's up. Okay, microphone's working. Uh, Oop, I've got a viewer. Wonder who. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. Or me, since I has me watching. I don't know what time. Like, I don't pay attention what time I go to bed. It was nice. We have cloud cover today, so we have like a little break in the summer heat. Anyway, I reached out to Jeremy last night. He didn't live too far away from where we're going. So yeah, I figured because I have an offer on the table. Maybe she answered. Maybe Ruby answered already. As of last night, she hadn't responded. So I figure if Jeremy's there, you got also my brother wants to spend quality time, and if we have to constantly escort Ruby around, so we can have Jeremy. Yeah. So the offer is for Rubster to fly out to like 3 day, 3 4 night, whatever it is. I want to. Uh-oh. So that's it. We're just waiting. Once negotiations are underway, we'll have more information to share. But yeah, Jeremy's down to go to come down and have a new experience. Yeah, the ground rules, because I ran into this in the streamer world as a person who's not stream a lot, mostly because before people were making millions of dollars, I first ran into these things as like vlogs, video logs, right? The definition might have been, as I understood it, they were video logs. Star date. Yeah, I don't want to throw any dates. I had a calendar back there that was on December of 2023 for like until a month ago. It's like every stream from this room since December 2023. Well, that's why the not needing to have a camera on, just having normal discussions. And again, what are the numbers? What are the numbers of people who have been in their rooms since 2019? My brother is agoraphobic. My brother was agoraphobic. I got him an apartment. What was it, July to January or something? Anyway, I got him an apartment in when I was overseas. I had a paycheck coming in. It's easier to do that when you can like. So the mental health aspects of things. Anyway, I got him an apartment, and he was agoraphobic. He was like very afraid to go outside. And until you actually like, well, so anyway, it's been a decade mission to kind of understand like the life of 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 my younger brother, and because it's like agoraphobia, afraid to go outside. How many people have agoraphobia now? He was like the canary. So many atoms. So 10 years later, what I can report back is that Adam was not paranoid. There really were people waiting around to mock him, beat him, just the constant humiliation of tearing somebody down because they're too good looking. And well, what was a blessing in our society to be a beautiful person has turned out to be also a. Then again, when I was in the Bible study, uh came across in one of my learner one of the Bibles as footnotes and stuff from the people who compiled it and researched it. I think it might even be a book of Zechariah where well, that was the first book I've ever studied. When I started going to church, the Bible study, the book of Zechariah. And so as I'm reading along, there's a thing and it says it's the same word. Oh, to be so incredibly good looking. Should like Ben Stiller get paid every time somebody does an impersonation of him? It's like the guy at the party did impersonations of funny movies and getting all the laughs and if it's the first time you heard the joke, so yes, the to be or not to be a Christian. Well, What happens when the two Christian church start going at it for tithings? The neighboring churches are feuding and stuff. Does it want to be associated with them? So that's the scheme. I didn't even check to see if anybody was streaming. I didn't even check. It's been a few days since Ruby's had a walk to work with me morning. Ever since Jeremy came up, he's been less than other than vacation. Streaming really is a chore, isn't it? Well, anyway, let me lay down the ground rules since we kind of understand. Um, I come from a place where sexual harassment in the office is a no-no. Now, it happens if you run into each other outside the office in social settings. I don't know. I'm not that familiar. All I know is that there have been millions and millions of dollars of won in these types of cases. We're all coworkers, even though some are visually more built differently. We're all the same on this corporate board. This is please keep innuendos and things like that. The flirtations. No, this is a business meeting. This is a business meeting. In my previous line of employment, we have those ongoing issues. Thus, we're making our own businesses because the other ones are so with these lawsuits. So now that we have a little bit of experience of what is and isn't appropriate, and so that issue that Jeff has going on at the Amazon warehouse where apparently people are sexoing all the time. That's an issue for Jeff to ponder and handle. So there's the offer. The rest of the business consultation and strategy would be for the cameras off. Now Hillary might have like insect drones and stuff. So what all the various TMZ what the TMZ people are doing, what the NSA people are doing, FBI, NCIS, various agencies looking for that feather. We brought in the evildoers. Hmm. So that's just where we're at. I just want to get a little comfy streaming and then go. I don't know. Maybe I can stretch one more day out of this shirt. What kind of hippie would I be without like the smell? Oh yeah, yeah. I have the director. I have the science fiction author slash movie director Drew Mars coming up. He's still Drew. He's talking to him on the phone. Well, he's an atom. So you're talking about like the things and yeah, the movie. I don't plan on making any money from movies. We were discussing that, and did movies ever make money? There is such an exciting history of LA to go through. It's rough and it's gritty. It's kind of like people from New York. Yeah, I've been having a little tiss and tat with people from New York. Still, it seems like one time I was there, I noticed the dudes are more aggressive. Like, I suppose when you're in a big giant, it does look like a prison, doesn't it? It's like, how long did it take has Keanu Reeves escaped from? I didn't see the fourth Matrix. Are there four Matrixes? Yeah, I didn't see that one. So yeah, I contemplate it more and more. The Matrix, like Mr. Robot. Well, Mr. Robot. Yeah, Mr. Robot take place in a place like New York. Anyway, yeah, that giant city. It's like a labyrinth. And then there's other things in history, and I have these maps, and like why you have maps? Well, imagine a science fiction scenario where like the Google Maps that people rely on their phone, it just changes. Well, it does change. You get refreshed and stuff. Streets get renamed, new streets get built. Like there's changes going on. Now, what if they just changed everything, like the names of cities? You're gonna fight over like people have like four different apps are calling the city four different things. So that's just what happens when we move so far and so fast. Apparently, I have a. I was thinking last night about like maps, and like one of the nice things you just circle and says, "So this is where so and so lives." Personalized things. We used to. I can't find any family members. I have one friend who I don't know if his wife's brother took his phone. Um, there's a lot of things. Now I'm sad. I'm happy because I got 5 views. I'm happy because I got 5 views, and yesterday I streamed for over an hour on Twitch doing little, and I got the entire time I got 0 views. Like I think maybe 1 view, no chatters. So isn't that nice? Oh, Drew might also, except that's a lot of money. Although if he gets his plans down, he'll have places to stay. That'd be kind of cool. I would have my brother, the movie director, and Jeremy in the same place at the same time. It's so funny. You might even know each other in various things. Error. YouTube is not receiving a video maintains smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffer. Buffer? Oh boy. Oh, wait, what if a bunch of slang, what if a bunch of vampire slang just breaks out in the middle of the convention? Bounce around. Remember, there are other, I don't even know if they're streamers. Like, what percentage of the population are streamers? Yeah, I'm not gonna stream at the convention. I'm not trying to build my channel or brand that way. And people who've already like are out in front, no point tripping them or clogging the field. Yeah, at some point we're gonna have to clear out the streamers so that like other streamers can come along. I suppose hopefully people have gotten mentally healthy enough to not need to be hiding in the room all the time, Jay. Figuring out to have an underground fortress like the Timcast end times bunker. Is it like a giant? Well, what mountain is it? Because when COVID broke, this is a true story. This is a true story. I read someplace, or it's true that I read it. I don't know if it's true that it seems like possibility. So the military, in preparation for like nuclear war, the government, decades. Is it how long do they start building these things? Well, mountains inside bases inside of mountains, right? Like the underground bases, basically, just see these really hardened. And it said they like went emergency, and they like went in there and sealed themselves inside the battle mountain, the mountain fortress. Hopefully they haven't had any COVID outbreaks inside. That was the point of it, right? So yeah, just like the streamers are just all insane people. Well, there was a Stephen King. There's a movie based on a Stephen King book. It's called The Mist, and so there's a scene there where they have like these people are trapped in the grocery store, and there are a couple soldiers that come down. There's like a little military base. Well, these guys are so like they're gonna like we caused this. I was watching Redonkulous last night. That is it, because Marfugel has a Dex also. Dax, right? I think he's Dax on Redonkulous and Dex and the. Well, anyway, he was having a quite misogynistic like anger issue with women. I mean, becoming very apparently that Sergeant Pops or Terrence's his echo is well. He did a good job of calming. I don't know the personal situations that Pop like. 'Cause he's like a therapist for a lot of guys. When I started watching Pop, I was like, "There's a guy I worked with." I'm like, "We're just comparing YouTube streamers." I think he's older, so like entering into the this realm. So like, looking for stuff to watch. When I'm like, "Hey, look, this is Redonkulous." Yeah, Verdunkus. He's well, his career apparently he was a sexual harassment Pop or insulting people. Anyway, Pop's career didn't go the traditional way that white males' careers had traditionally gone, and so he's like, he just and he had these things on the board training young soldiers, and I think like telling the truth to young soldiers or something. I don't know. That's a little different. The whole point of it is that it was a good job calming him down. Ooh, how many people have been burned? Yeah, there's a lot of potential product to go through. There's a lot of product, and when we're talking about product, is well, I don't know if you've ever jerked off to Lifetime Network or anything. I mean, uh, yeah, I don't know. I should have put it on my calendar. I'm so I'm so full of vital essence. Oh, these communist women are trying to steal our vital essence, and they've succeeded. That's the thing. They've been succeeding in stealing the vital essence for so long that whatever. And you go see if Mr. Movie Star Director's going to be here today. I think he is. Very nervous about it. Oh, it's one of those. It's one. We have we have different classes of people, and the people who handle the like do the numbers. And they're always poo pooing things like that's too. He admitted what he wants to do is very be too expensive for what, and he said he's getting prepared like to make a pitch for I don't know how many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Which but that's a challenge to go find it. We might be able to get those resources. He just needs to be able to friggin' work with people without being a little snappy. Oh, oh, yeah, they're competitive. He's actually more musician, over 20 years. And listening to him talk about going to other places and listening to other musicians and yeah, the problem is it's like once the guy gets a reputation for just all over. It's not even mild like, oh, it's the rhythm is it's not even any rational like explanation. It's just like pure vindictive, like kind of like listening to Jameson talk about Jewel. I think I have the right to relay this story. So anyway, I'm sitting there, taking it easy with my cooler like people, and the guy's telling my friend's friend, he's like he's telling me the story when he was down in San Diego because they were trying to catch that like grunge wave. His musician, they were watching this wave of music come down from Seattle, and then it was like apparently they follow these things, and it was instead of go up there, you just because it was like you just move up and meet it and then write it down, right? So before that happened, he was in San Diego, and you tell him about this other open micer, and it was before that hit. That would tell what year it was. Who will save your soul with the lies that you told? I don't know the lyrics to it. But yeah, she was like a girl with an acoustic guitar. How unusual. A girl playing guitar. So it was like a little folksy thing that was a big hit back in the day. And then I guess her career, that's like still the only song I know. I hear she had like glammed but still anyway hearing about how how suits were there at the open mics and they selected her of all the talented performers around, like they selected her. No, he didn't seem vindictive, right? It was just a story. It was a story about friggin' marketing and things. It's just very matter of the fact. That's why. So wouldn't it be cool if we started finding like some of these people? Well, I was watching a YouTube short on Fiona Apple the other day. It was like a little Fiona Apple thing about her career. I was looking and I was saying, wait, was that Fiona Apple? I got her confused with April Lavigne. You go back to the early '90s, what year did MTV get released? That used to be a big deal. I pulled out my Twitch stream yesterday. I had this little radio that I got from the thrift store, and it was like $5. This little portable radio, and it got really good reception. And I'm going down through the FM stations, and we have some. Really didn't pick up any AM stations. I might have to angle it around. I forget how these like reception things work. No Stinky Brew, no BB3 something, no Iquan Black Dress. Oh, LCW. Oh, wait, that's a. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a person that Ruby refers to sometimes. Get to know this verse a little bit better. Just someday. Someday, just to have that green room pre-interview with like, oh, we're worried about doxing. Uh, I mean, I pretty much like stay. Well, not I'm not that I'm not that like. I figure that around here there are a few streamers in their rooms. You got like stock guy from Twitch looking through the blinds like a tweaker. The agoraphobia. Agoraphobia. Imagine giving bad investment advice. Everywhere you look, there are like people who lost evictions. That's where we have a secret. One of my like incognito missions right now is to try to find Justine Magic. She got she that those musicians those when I first got back into country back in 2021, and because I was doing other things during majority of that time frame from COVID, the lockdowns, and so I didn't know what Twitch was until, well, I'd heard about Twitch mostly when Destiny and Doctor Disrespect got kicked off. It was like this huge like Twitter thing, so it opened up a whole new part of Twitter. But it wasn't until July of 2021 when I was in Waco. I flew to Waco to visit a very. Uh, so anyway, I'm in Waco with the psycho, and well, he didn't strike me as psycho, but I can see like in situations. Uh, yeah. So anyway, I'm with a very dear friend of mine, and he shows me his bedroom, and he has a huge television, right? And he has them put into the squares. Like he has so many. I don't know. Was it nine? Maybe it was nine, or maybe it was 12. So yeah, I can't really. But anyway, he has these different feeds of different girls in bikinis and stuff. And I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. I had the budget. He's been angry. I think. Well, we were gonna get a Twitch house. We are gonna get like a Twitch mansion. He was showing me property in the Waco area compared to California. It was very affordable, and I was open with him. I like both like investors, and he's in the gamble, So it was a share the wealth thing, and I had the resources, and he wanted to get a giant Twitch mansion. I don't know if he basically said. I think that was then we get streamers and stuff. And yet the family situation was just. I have a poor girlfriend out. I just came back from Ohio visiting. My family in California is poor. Everybody around me poor. This Twitch house might be a really good investment. Although Waco's also very famous in American lore for having the Branch Davidians, where the ATF and FBI like stormed the place. It caught on fire. So like a Twitch house surrounded by ATF agents, like bring out Justine Magic, David. Bro, not that one. Not that one. Wait, how'd you like to? Well, Bill Hicks had a thing on that, and he said in the description of like a megalomaniac, failed rock star, so it sounds like half my friends. Jameson. Well, there was a time period in early 2000s. It was pretty believable that they were going to be like. Uh, they only listened to John. Some bands they just need a better manager. So now I don't know how many people are gonna be. We got the offer, and Jeremy is very interested in coming and hanging out in a few weeks, and well, try to rustle up some other people. They're like it's a streaming opportunity, and the two communities of it is different, isn't it? Well, the things that are I noticed a lot of people have two channels, like a lot of people dual stream. And the YouTube doesn't have the same feel as the people who are primarily known. Like I see that like these Comic Cons. Well, Twitch has its own Twitch Con, but the people attend. They attend they have Renaissance fairs. They have all sorts. And I'm sure there are channels on YouTube that have that. However, the whole when streamers come together thing, because Twitch has partnerships, it encourages like it encourages interaction between the Twitch streamers, whereas like YouTube, we're like kind of like just fighting over views and metrics. They're not really fighting, but we're all the YouTubers seem a little bit more isolated. So with Ruby out there doing in real life stuff, like really getting, and she's had collabs. It's a little interesting thing. Yeah, then we were looking for talent. So yeah, so some of the things we're gonna spend boring stuff like concepts of money. It's a nice condo, pretty decent condo. It's quiet. Wonder what the rent is. I had this conversation with my cousin. I almost moved back to Salt Lake City. There was a brief period there where like being my cousin's roommate was well she had like three kids and stuff, needs the help, and we were having a conversation. And it was just like, okay, raises at work or reduction in bills. Like you need more money. What if you had less bills? For certain people, I think that would work. For other people who, I don't know, people who pay bills, people who don't pay bills, people who stress over paying bills, people who are like, what's a bill? I don't know, but it was President Clinton's 80th birthday the other day. Yeah, all this like freaking between like the Bidens and Trump and all the stuff that's been just the haywire, the fighting and bickering. It was like for those of us who remember the 90s. Uh, well, the concentrated hate depending upon the media networks. And now with such diffusion, I'm hanging out with canceled people. Have you ever been in an industry where it's like people can be so hated? Like you work with them, you'll never work here again. How dare you talk to that person? I'm like, I don't know who I'm talking to. I really don't. Just having a conversation and people. I mean, I'm thinking I'm rolling a little later to my 5 days in a row. Like I can feel it. I can feel like the diabetes, well, pre-diabetes, and this. Every day I have these coffee drinks. Every day I have these blended sugar caffeine drinks. You know, it's like every day. You need so much sugar. You're just coming through like just weird pasty. So yeah, I just using the power of whatever these windows are to try to track down missing to me, those MIAs. So we got that going on. So it's like those. I was watching a clip from Seinfeld. It was one where George Costanza's ranting about universes that like people for like from what is it like from work and social like the different people who he works with like he has a problem with them meeting each other. The universe is colliding. Universe is colliding. Well, and the amount of chaos in Big Bang's theories. Oh, Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. So yeah, I'm gonna be able to try to hopefully nerd out. Uh, gonna get talk science fiction. Talk how things work or don't work. And then we just wait. We just wait for my roommate. Well, fortunately, it's summer vacation. Fortunately, it's summer vacation right now, so I don't have to worry about picking little K up from school. But eventually, being CEO of like giant landholding corporations, media empires, strategic force protection, all these things. Apparently, it's still that one job. So, so yeah, just gotta find my roommate. I don't know if she's a streamer, how she's comfortable with streaming, but as long as I have witnesses and notary publics, like we can verify identity and everything, and she can tell, then she can admit that I did not kill her. Oh, hi, Mark. I did not kill her. I did not. although, although the blame if I, oh my goodness, did somebody else pick Carly up from school? Did somebody else come and grab that kid because I was later? So yeah, I just ran away and now somebody else. I had problems. Like I had big problems and issues. That was like the first time I'm like, they had that. You just walk in and pick a kid. What's going on at that school? There might be a feeling. See, there's some well, family counseling to go through. I'll tell you, like, the life does change. As soon as somebody hands you like a little kid in here and like this is yours, and like, so I go and I pick a. So I go to school and it's like she's a little sad. She's having problems with a bully, and so I pick her up and like the bully's standing in the door. She don't want to walk past it, so I pick her up and carry her. And as I'm carrying this little thing over, I looked at it as a little chubby, like chubby little. I'm like, oh my goodness, am I bringing home the wrong kid? Like that one looks like my kid. Oh no. You talk about a kid who needs therapy. Oh, a kid who needs therapy. It's like, who's that? That's his daddy's like that's daddy's new daughter. Go away. Yeah, no, what's that? I don't know. That would be traumatic. That'd be traumatic. The dad that you hardly ever see, who ever visits, acknowledges you, you just know he exists. See him walking around with his new family, new kid. You're like, oh, that'd be so bad. That's why I'm very happy to be ignorant of some of the other things going on. Well, I'm not ignorant. Like I see my brother's bastards everywhere, and sometimes I'm like, no. Go off to start looking for Rob's bastards. Find your own. Oh, Ned. Uh, Yep. And a theory over like the Odyssey. Like some metaphors where like his entire ship didn't come back. What if all those monsters and stuff were just metaphors for their like sea babies? Mhm. Yeah, this is fun. I suppose it's not. I don't know. I don't know. Like to me, I thought all the sand was supposed to go, but I suppose it just every time a different formation. All right, smoky break. All right. Turned. Oh yeah, I just saw last message I sent to Jeremy. It's one of those cryptic ones. I think it was cryptic. Well, anyway, if it means anything, just another story of a from a life. There was a time, when I still felt young. What would I be? 31 years old. Yeah, I was down in San Diego. I was down in San Diego. I got a little like uh, through the reserves, a little like 2.5 months school down there. So I got to live in San Diego only for 2.5 months. And then, it was like just things happen. Really couldn't get any job stateside that would pay me enough to support the number of people in my family who, well, to be the lucky one with the job. And that's a true thing sometimes. Is it never a true thing? I don't know. Bible says not through work but by faith. Having a conversation with a homeless person, he told me, he's like, I'm happy. There's a thing I was doing for a while, trying to be less of an alcoholic and more of an intellectual person. I'd go to the library and I just pick random books. I just pick random books. And through that method of book selection, the ones I remember most are like a little treatise on Count Cagliostro. Uh, Apparently, he used to be a very famous person. Then there is uh, Seed of the Soul. I think that was a Gary Zukov. I'm not quite certain. I got a compliment reading that at a bar at a Starbucks. I was sitting there reading my book, and this is before I had a smartphone. So I'm sitting there reading my book, and some lady's like, "Oh, they really like those types of books." And then another one called Flow, and it was like kind of a psychological thing. Oh yeah, Lords of Creation. Is that Frederick Lewis Allen or something? But the Flow, I can't remember who wrote that. It was basically like the psychological thing about our relationship with time, our emotional states, our psychological mental states, and awareness of time, and interviewing people that are looking for what happiness is, right? And happiness in ours, and I heard this on a radio program. It's like we equate it with like a euphoria, where happiness is like kind of a it's a stasis. It's the baseline setting. You're not upset. You're not it's just it is what it is. And so they're like these people in there. They call it the flow moments. They're talking about when is he like just so they named it the flow. When people are doing a task or just existing, they lose awareness of time, and they're just in the moment. So and they said it's not, and because all tracks of people and people in the same. They think they used a dairy. I think they used a Swedish dairy farmer, like two different farmers, because one of them, like, what's your perfect day? It's like perfect day is you wake up at 4, it's like 4 a.m. You're out there milking cows, and like her thing was just the daily existence on the farm, just the chores, just Another one just complained about it all. They all like these other things, places to go or something, maybe just something else. So the other person was just thinking about like that, whatever. Not quite as eloquent, and I'm probably messing it up a little bit. There was a homeless Egyptian guy in Paris. That was an interesting one. So they interviewed a homeless person in Paris, and he was from Egypt, and he just panhandles. His day is just like no need for a calendar. You never don't to look at the time or calendars. Just heard some people like the. So I don't know if there's some backstory with like like a clock misset or how this internet time works. Yeah, people will be like, no, it's like I don't know, maybe they have a different calendar or something. Like, is it Thursday? Is it Monday? My calendar says it is a day we call Friday, and yet I'm still trying to keep schedule. So maybe that's the source of my agitation. And again, if I didn't know what day rent was, it would be like just I don't know. I'm still trying to have this Don Draper installed like ideal like what life is supposed to be. I don't know if it works when you're the only one with a house. But yes, oh look, it's months half more than halfway over, and I've got rent to do again. Oh, I have my cell phone, two cell phone bills. I have a water bill and a thing. I got a phone call from the electric company saying I had returned a mail, and so I haven't paid the electric bill in like 5 months. I got a pay slip. They're supposed to disconnect my electricity like 2 months ago. What I think is going on is the company split. So now you have two different people wanting the same payment or two different entities. Like which one? If like you never if I have two landlords show up, two people claiming to be the landlord, do I have to double the rent and pay them each? What? And yeah, it's between those people. Partnerships. Partners share the money. Remember, I worked for my uncle's under the table action back in the day. It was a good primer for business. And they shared an office and things were pretty good. I go sign in and it worked out and I would do different errands for them throughout the day. And so the occasion happened. One of the uncles insisted that I must have a Men's Warehouse jacket for a rather prestigious event, apparently. And I was just even thinking jacket. I had a shirt and tie, and he's like, "You need a jacket." So I went and got my blue blazer, $400. This is $400 in 1993. So apparently that $400 jacket he really wanted me to have. Like I didn't. I kind of thought it was a gift. No, when I came back, he's like, "You can work it off." The $400 jacket he bought me for this competition. He's like, "No, you can. Well, it's every time you work it was to deduct it from what you owe me." Like, thank you. Well, after that, I'd done a week. I'd worked there for like a week after school. What was I getting? Like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. Uh, so anyway, it's like $200 or 100. I don't know. It was really good money. It was really good money for a person in my position. Well, what happened was I didn't write which uncle I was working for during those hour times. Like it hadn't been an issue. But one day, the uncles are arguing about like, well, how much each of them is going to pay me because they split the expenses. but they don't know how many hours I worked for one and how many hours I worked for the other. So that was a rather difficult week. But that's just what happens when you're partnered. You partner, you share bills and expenses, and maybe one business is doing better than the other business. So those are my stories for today. No chats. It has been relatively quiet. Let me go sign off and see if anybody else is streaming. It's been rather quiet, both Ruby and Jeremy, and I'm really not subscribed to the other people's channels. Maybe I should make a little folder of YouTube communities.